Each year, Microsoft Research hosts hundreds of influential speakers from around the world, including leading scientists, renowned experts in technology, book authors, and leading academics, and makes videos of these lectures freely available.
I'm not going to do a song and dance. I'll just say hi. I'm Gur Kimchi. I'm the architect for Virtual Earth. My only part in this event is actually to write the check. I know it's a big part, but that's not that important, really. I'll minimize what I have to say because this, the next day or two, the longer you stay, the happier I'll be, is really about listening to you guys and having a dialogue between everyone in the room. We have a lot of people from the product group, and actually I'd like this to be this open discussion. And if you find out that there's something specific in the product or in Microsoft Research, being specifically virtual focused and MSR sort of focused, don't assume these relationships are going away. The whole purpose is you get to meet the people and you can talk to them directly in the future. This is about developing a lengthy dialogue. If we can continue doing this for the next century, I'll be very, very happy. That'll be good for us, that'll be good for you, that'll be good for your students and so on. So welcome, thank you for coming. The weather was much better last week, I promise. I hope it's not going to snow again. I won't say anything about global warming and the fact it's going to snow in spring in Seattle, but that's a separate discussion. We can have it over coffee later. And I'll have Kentaro say hello to you. Here you are. And again, this day is about you. Thank you.
Thanks, Gur. So my name is Kentaro Toyama. I'm the Assistant Director of Microsoft Research India, where we have a research group that's called Digital Geographics. And I also helped Gur do this RFP last year, before 2007, when Evelyn took over. I just wanted to say welcome to Redmond for those of you for which this is the first trip here, and then for everybody else, it's great to see you again. And let me also reemphasize what Gur mentioned, which is that we fundamentally believe that this area is so rich with possibility that it takes as many intelligent brains working on the different problems as possible. And one thing I've learned at Microsoft Research is that in addition to the technology and the ideas, it really helps to have people talk to each other to generate more ideas, as well as to get projects to ultimately have a wider impact. So I encourage you to spend time, as much time as possible speaking to other people, understanding what it is that they do, and so forth. And with that, I will turn to Evelyn.
You can give the mic to Jennifer. Okay, over there. So it's a great pleasure to have everybody here. We're going to go through a little bit of logistics here during the event. So again, welcome to the Virtual Earth and Location Summit 2008. So why and who is here, right? We'll know a bit more actually in a few seconds when we go through the 1-minute introductions. But mainly, here we have the gathering of the RFP winners from the RFP we ran in 2007, which was sponsored by Virtual Earth. We received 80 proposals from 17 countries, and we had 10 winners. And 9 of the projects are represented during this event. One of the things we provided as part of the award are grant images. We've heard from academia a lot in different disciplines when we ask, what would be useful to you, to your graduate students to work on when you look for a relationship with industry. And money, of course, is always useful, right? Everybody says that. But mainly we hear about data. Please give us data. And so in this case, Virtual Earth provided some grant images. The goals of the workshop here are threefold. First is about you, about the winners, like here about the great research you've been doing during this year. Also, I'm very interested in learning how the assets contributed to enrich your research, or not, right? How you use the assets, the grant images. And we also really want, as Gur and Kentaro mentioned, to engage in a two-way conversation here, right? It's not a monologue, it's really about a dialogue. And that's why also we have people from Microsoft Research and product teams who are also invited to this event. Concretely, how are we going to do that? So we'll have presentations from 9 projects from the RFP. We'll have also presentations from product teams and Microsoft Research, like shorter presentations, actually like 10-minute presentations. We'll also have this morning a talk from Microsoft Live Labs on photosynth. And we also have tomorrow some demos and demo and poster session, which is where really here we want to engage in this dialogue. And this will happen in other rooms. I will tell you tomorrow about it. As part of the demo and poster session, tomorrow we'll have actually an opening session by Microsoft Research on the Worldwide Telescope. And we have 16 demos and posters. I'm really looking forward to that. Just last logistics here. Everybody who is not a Microsoft employee should have seen a release form and have signed it. If you have not, please go contact either Mary or Jennifer, who are at the entrance. And any question, voucher to go back to the airport, any type of this question, Jennifer can help. Thank you. Thank you again all for coming here. Great to see you all had a safe trip. And thank you for your flexibility. I've been sending email left and right, one intro slide, please, and the presentation, and you've all been great. So who is here today? Let's find out. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to go in order, in alphabetical order. So those of you who sent a slide, we'll start with those. Those of you have 1 minute. Those of you who did not send a slide, so if I just forgot to ask you, you have 80 seconds to talk, because it's my fault. Those of you who just did not want to send me your slide, you just have 59 seconds instead of 60 to talk, and at the end. Just some logistic. When we start introducing the slides, please raise your hand, and Jennifer will run to you because you'll be speaking in the mic. So, Mary, sorry. So we're starting. We have 2 mics. And first person, Horst Bischoff.
Okay, I'm here. So my name is Horst Bischoff. As stated here, I come from Graz University of Technology. I'm glad to be here. I hope this will be an exciting event. So what you see here is my CV, or some dates of my CV. So I have been graduating in Vienna University of Technology. Maybe some of you have been to Graz at ECCV 2006, so I was one of the program co-chairs there. We have been working a lot, so a lot of publications came out, and also recently we got some nice prizes, like this GAGM main prize for the German Association for Pattern Recognition, and also last year the British Machine Vision Best Science Paper Prize. Here I will present work we did on recognition on virtual Earth data, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. Yaoyi Chang. And please just pronounce your name just in case I get it wrong here.
Hi everyone, my name is Eyal Chang. I'm a PhD student in University of Southern California, working on integrating geospatial data sets. We will have a demo tomorrow, and my advisor is Craig Knobloch. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this is Jason Christie. All right. That was a short one. Daniel Cohen-Orr.
So I'm Daniel Cohen-Orr from Tel Aviv University. This year I'm sabbatical here at UBC. The most relevant thing is the last point here, that 92 more or less, I developed kind of a flight simulator, which was photorealistic, and it will run in real time. And it was a long time ago. It runs on 33 processors of IBM, what now can run very efficiently on a PC, and that's it.
Thank you. Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian Curlis. I'm faculty at the University of Washington, been there about 10 years. Also a long-time collaborator with people in Microsoft Research, especially Rick and Michael Cohen. Over the years, I've worked on a number of different research areas, including 3D scanning and reconstruction, which helped culminate in the Digital Michelangelo project, a body of work on human body and shape modeling, and recently been most active in computational photography, combining stills and videos to create better stills and videos, some visualization work, and most recently some work on multi-view stereo in collaboration with Steve Seitz, and that work will be presented tomorrow and is directly relevant to reconstructing the world's geometry from photographs.
Thank you. I think this is Cathy Dye. Okay.
Hi, my name is Cathy Dye, and I'm an applied researcher from Microsoft Audience Intelligence Group. I'm currently leading the effort of location platform, and this platform provides algorithms to understand audience from local and location perspective, and to serve a geointelligence for search and ads engines. Well, I just read that. And we have a few key deliverables that will have location detection and profiling user locations, and local intent, interest modeling, and also profiling users' local interest. Location-based keyword suggestion, local interest, radius detection, and finally we also enrich location knowledge base. So these are our work. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank.
Hey, I'm Frank Deleft. I'm at Georgia Tech. My research interests are in robotics and computer vision. That's me controlling a robot there. And I'm here with my student Grant Schindler. And Irfan Issa was supposed to be here, but he canceled because of family reasons. So I'm interested in large-scale 3D reconstruction and 4D reconstruction. So there's a project, 4D Cities, that was funded earlier by an RFP here. And I'll be talking about things that we've been doing with gigapixel panoramas and time. So,
thank you. Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver Deussen. I'm from Constance University in Germany. I graduated in Karlsruhe, which is also in Germany, and I have these three topics I'm working mostly on modeling of very complex scenes. A large part of my work is on non-photorealistic rendering and also on visualization, information visualization. I'm here with Johannes Kopf, who's my PhD student, and we worked on a project to combine photographs with virtual Earth data, and you will see it later.
Thank you. So Irfan could not make it. That's Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan Fay. I work in a group inside Microsoft Research called Technical Computing, and so we work with a lot of scientists and engineers in the academic to look at how we can incorporate technologies. And so I'm interested in how we can incorporate virtual Earth and location-based information for climate, for weather, as well as remote sensing information and time series data.
Thank you. Anindya.
Hi, I'm Anindya Ghose from NYU Stern School of Business. My background is actually not in computer science. I'm an economist, probably the only one in this crowd. But my major research interest is in online commerce and electronic commerce, online communities, and a lot of the Web 2.0 applications that we've seen in the last few years. Some examples include projects on user-generated content. We've been looking at the impact of reviews and reputation systems on product sales and pricing power and so on. Other examples include online search advertising, where we've been looking at how does keyword content drive consumer demand and pricing policies of advertisers, the interplay between sponsored organic searches. I'm also interested in geography, which is part of the reason I'm here. Our student Beibei will actually be presenting a paper that looks at how different locational attributes in different cities drive the pricing power of hotels, hotel room tariffs, and so on. So that's basically it. Thanks.
Thank you. Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen Grauman. I'm an assistant professor at UT Austin. and I do research in computer vision, specifically object recognition and content-based image retrieval. So today I'll give a talk about some of our work with fast indexing methods, and it's work done in part with Trevor Darrell, who's here and will be introduced later.
Thank you. Okay. I don't think Eric is here, so look for somebody with sunglasses when he comes. Craig.
Hi, my name is Craig Knobloch. As you can see, I've moved to a font that uses the satellite imagery now for all my characters. I'm a research professor at the University of Southern California. And my research interests are largely in information integration, but in particular I've been looking at information integration applied to geospatial data. And so we have a number of topics related to automatically finding, extracting, and aligning maps with imagery, which I'll talk about tomorrow. We're also been looking at exploiting open source data to help you identify objects in imagery, using the phone book to find things in imagery. Linking text documents to imagery, and automatically aligning different kinds of geospatial layers, like taking parcel data or road vector data and automatically aligning with imagery.
Thank you. John?
Hi, I'm John Crum. I've worked here at Microsoft Research for about the past 10 years. One of our umbrella projects that we've been working on is we've been getting GPS data from volunteer drivers for about the past 3 years. They put a GPS receiver on their dashboard, they drive around, and we record everywhere they go. And then we've done some projects on top of that, like predicting where they're going and how they're going to get there, and looked at some privacy issues with that data as well. And then I'll talk about a data mining project that we've been doing based on collections that people have been putting into virtual Earth. And I've also done some work on Wi-Fi and cell tower triangulation, both indoors and outdoors.
Thank you. So you go Diana or Fei Qing?
Hello everyone, I'm Fei Qing Diana Ko. I'm from Swinburne University, Australia. Now I'm a lecturer in Swinburne. My research interest is in software testing, and my current research project include architecture testing, and also we have done some work in embedded system software testing, and also my PhD thesis is related to random testing. In Virtual Earth project, we are using the metamorphic testing technique to solve the Oracle problem. So, thank you.
Thank you. Duncan? Nobody wants to be Duncan? Okay. Yeah. Beibei?
Hello everyone, my name is Beibei Li, and I'm from Stern School of Business, NYU, and I'm a PhD student from this year, and I'm working with Professor Ghose and Professor Ipiritis. And by the way, I think you missed I.
I missed?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my research interests focus on economics-based data mining, and before I moved to New York, I spent 2 years in University of Kentucky and get my master's degree in computer science. And I'm very happy to be here today. And actually, I have known Microsoft since I was in middle school. So I'm very excited today. And I have been using Windows system from since then. And I'm still using Windows XP. I didn't do upgrade because I think it's better than Vista.
But we'll fix that too during the summit.
Thank you.
Thank you. David?
Hello, my name is David Mark. I'm at the State University of New York in Buffalo, and I've been involved in GIS since 1969 when I took a computer cartography course with Tom Poiker up the road at Simon Fraser. And for the last 20 years, I've been interested in whether there are English language biases in GIS software and data, and whether there are important cultural and linguistic differences in geospatial concepts. And for the last 6 years, I've been doing ethnographic fieldwork as well as feature extraction, and to develop sort of multilingual ontologies for landforms, and this should be able to support multilingual information retrieval, because the bottom line is the concepts of rivers and gullies and valleys and so on do not line up across languages. But we think we can express the meanings of everyday words. They can be expressed in terms of a common multilingual ontology. So that's what my research is on. Thank you.
Thank you. Eyal?
Hi, I'm Eyal Ofek, and I'm a research lead at Virtual Earth Research Lab here in Redmond. I got my PhD from Hebrew University, and one thing is that the first work that I did got paid for was modeling cities from aerial views, so it's sort of closing a loop for me. What we try to do in the lab is to develop technologies and prototype new services for use of virtual Earth, and we're very much open for collaboration, so I hope to talk to many of you. From our lab, we have here Yoni Wexler and Boris Epstein and Bill Chen, so please free to talk with them too.
Thank you. Hanan?
I'm Hanan Samad, University of Maryland in College Park, and I've worked a lot on spatial databases, image databases, GIS. Actually, most of my work originally was in programming languages and on proving correctness of compilers, but this is a long time ago, and actually somebody got an award just recently for the same paper with the same title as my thesis. 30 years later, and had no clue what I'd done. So maybe I'll do something else in this round. Anyway, we've been working on, let me just say one thing else. Last year, I want to thank Microsoft and the Virtual Earth Group specifically. We had a conference on ACM GIS, was called, and really it was really due to the work of Kentaro, who really pushed it along, and Gur as well. And what happened was we had, instead of 35 people, and the conference really was hatched at this last meeting, and we had like 185 people, and it was so successful that we now have a new ACM SIG called SIG Spatial, which will handle all these things, and really a lot of the topics in the Virtual Earth Summit here. And we have call for papers that we put out here. I'm sorry I'm taking a few more minutes to say this. I hope you don't mind, but it's related to this. So the deadline, it'll be for papers around June 11th, and Cyrus is the general chair. I'm sort of helping him out. And so Cyrus is here also. And you really, if you have questions, you should ask us. So the other thing I mentioned about my work, and you can see my new book there. And if you're interested, I have a copy. And if you want to look at it, or it's, you can get it for about, $55, something like that, for 1,000 pages. You can't beat it. The other work, I should mention, my student, Jagan Sankaranarayanan. Is Jagan listed on the thing? Oh, yes, okay. And so we're working on, we'll show a demo tomorrow of our project, tomorrow and today the talk, on a new way of looking at news, which is sort of a search engine. And the other work we've done, which is sponsored by Microsoft as well, which we're not going to talk about, but give a demo, is it's called Scalable Shortest Path Finding. And there's a really good result. And it was, when I say that, it was just got awarded best paper at SIGMOD. It's not listed in the program, but so it's quite, and this, again, it's from the Microsoft Virtual Earth sponsorship that we got. So we had one the year before and one this year. So I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jagan Sankaranarayanan, and I'm from the University of Maryland at College Park. I work with Dr. Hanan Samad of University of Maryland. I recently got my PhD a week back, and my work is on spatial databases, GIS, spatial networks, and computer graphics. As Hanan mentioned, our work on spatial networks got the Best Paper Award at SIGMOD. And we also have this really, really nice demo on a new generation of news reading. So that'll be the next generation of how news is presented, read by people. So if you're interested, you should come to the talk today evening, and we also have a demo tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve Seitz. My hair speaks for itself, so didn't need much on the slide. I'm here, and it grows during the course of the day. It actually gets larger. I'm here with Brian Curlis and Noah Snavely from the University of Washington. And Noah, Rick Slisky, and I did some work a couple years ago called phototourism, which is part of the basis of photosynth, which will be demoed later this session. So. And then later, I guess tomorrow morning, we'll talk about some more recent work in that area that we've been doing. So we do a lot of work on 3D modeling from photographs.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve Schaefer. I could probably
wait a second. Well, I'm not sure, actually. You could, but we are videotaping. Sorry. Just a second.
Hi, I'm Steve Schaefer in Microsoft Research. I've been working in ubiquitous computing for, the last 12 years or so. And I work with indoor models, building models, and campus models, private maps, which introduce many complexities beyond what you deal with in outdoor maps and GIS, and some simplifications. And I'll be talking about some of my work tomorrow.
Thank you. Here we have some animation. Just a second, please. Thank you.
So I guess I can relate to Beibei's experience in middle school about Microsoft software. This animation scheme was done by my 11-year-old. So my main interest has been spatial database, spatial data mining. Spatial database, we worked on a number of problems, including routing, like shortest path, indexing roadmaps, and most recently on evacuation route planning, which is shown on the left-hand side. This work was presented in US Congress in a breakfast and also used in Minneapolis for the metro planning. There is a Fox TV coverage. Hopefully another session we can share that. Mm-hmm. On the right-hand side shows the other focus, spatial data mining. Last 10 years, our group has been really trying to define and promote that subject. And the particular image you are seeing is a NASA project which had 50-year worth of time series data on every location of the Earth, looking for time series correlation to find patterns like El Nino. So the right-hand side, you can see El Nino affects weather on only Pacific Rim largely. But the question was, are there other areas of ocean which have very high time series correlation with other areas of land? And many other projects like that in spatial data mining our group has been active in. Also, the bottom right, we are showing a couple of other activities, more of service and education. The spatial database book has been out there for now 5 years. This encyclopedia of GIS just came out, so I brought a copy, and hopefully, if there is a library here, we can just leave it behind. So I'll pass this around. If not for reading, you can use it for exercise. It's over 6 pounds. Mine's 5 pounds. And then bottom right is a Geoinformatica journal which just completed 10 years. And coincidentally, I think it had very high downloads last year. So it looks like this topic is taking off. I'm not on the program this year, but during other times, if you are interested in these topics, welcome to talk.
And I think you had some more. Did you speak? These are yours too, right?
Okay, I think we can skip that, just
okay.
One. There are other projects in both areas that we have. So.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Kentaro Toyama. I'm a co-founder of Microsoft Research India, where I really strongly pushed for a group that's called Digital Geographics, because at that time, anyway, there was much less ongoing research within Microsoft Research around geography-related areas. I've been involved with a number of projects that have to do with geography, but recently my main focus has actually been on technology for economic development of very poor communities. And in that respect, one thing that I'm really interested in is how you apply GIS to things like agriculture, water supply, and so forth.
Thank you. Do we have Wolfgang here? No? Jingqi?
Hello, I'm Xinxie from Microsoft Research Asia. Yeah, maybe I'm the only person from Beijing today. Actually, this is only a very simple slide I made yesterday, so actually more information can be found on the homepage. Basically, I'm a researcher in the web search and data mining group in Microsoft Research Asia, and I'm very interested in technologies related to geographical information mining and indexing, and also location-based search, mobile multimedia applications. And recently, actually, we are very interested in mining those user-generated information, such as blogs and photos on, for example, live spaces, and also the GPS trajectories generated by users in daily life. And we try to mine user interest from this kind of data. Okay, so actually, I'm very glad to come to Location Summit again. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Zikwan George Zhu. Also sitting here are our colleagues Diana Kuo and Kitty Zhang. We are from Australia. I'm a lecturer in software engineering at the University of Wolfgang. Our team is working on software testing and quality assurance. We'll be presenting our research result tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, what we'll do before I talk, my hair speaks for itself too, actually. I know I have the same phenomenon, you know, the hair going up during the day. So, but before we do that, so I wanted to go around the table and let's have the people who didn't have a slide here speak. So you cannot go twice, right? If you already spoke, you're not allowed to speak another time. So let's just start one way or the other. Okay, let's start here. Just, give your name and your affiliation and a few other words if you want to, or just that.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm from China. Yeah, I'm a software development engineer, and I work with Casey. So I can attend this meeting. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, happy birthday then.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, I'm Jason Zabo. I'm visiting from our Boulder facility that takes... Hello! And I'm supposed to talk up. Okay. My name is Jason Zabo. I'm visiting from our facility in Boulder, which takes the aerial imagery that we collect from our special sensors and creates the 3D, or more precisely, the 2.5D world that you've been seeing inside Virtual Earth. Look forward to hearing all of the topics that were coming up over this next few days. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Marcus Jensen. I'm an architect on Virtual Earth, and I'm working mostly on imagery, publication, and delivery to the web, and also recently started to look at local search.
Hi, I'm Paweł Pietrosiński, working on Virtual Earth team here in Redmond. Recently I worked on geocoding and now also working on query parsing. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Konrad Kahner. I'm a dev lead at Microsoft Virtual Earth in Graz, Austria. My team is working on the automatic creation of 3D city models. You probably have seen these densified cities already on Virtual Earth.
Jeff Kaliski, General Manager of Multimap, recently acquired by Microsoft. Obviously very keen to get the best of both now, which is why I've got a team here to figure it all out.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. I'm working at Microsoft Ireland. I'm SE on the MSN International team, and we are working on a product that we hope to ship in June about location-based services. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Declan O'Donoghue. I work with John in the Dublin team on MSN Mobile International, and we're just interested to learn more about the location-based services and listen and learn, I think.
Hi, I'm Andre Beric. I'm from Ireland, some guys. I'm a International, location-based services.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Johnston. I work with Gur and Eyal as part of the VE research team, and my particular interest is statistical modeling and machine learning, and I'm very interested in the intersection of location-based services and machine learning. So please come and talk to me about anything related to that while the Location Summit is going on. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mike Gillum. I'm an emergency physician. I was trained and practiced in Chicago. And for the last 18 years, I've been doing medical informatics work. About 2 years ago, our company was acquired by Microsoft, our software, and our team, part of the Microsoft Amalga team. And so in Washington, D.C., I'm part of the Microsoft Health Solutions Group, and I direct the Microsoft Medical Media Lab. And we're particularly interested in technology transfer and also prototyping of next-generation healthcare technology. And in location-based areas, we're particularly interested in tracking all the way from the site of disasters, where patients are first picked up by ambulances, straight all the way into the hospitals, right into the operating rooms or wherever they ultimately end up. So as part of that, we have some great PhD internship opportunities in Washington, D.C., so feel free to contact me about that. Thanks.
I'm Renato Casangi. I work with Dr. Gillum in M3L, and have been working with robotic data gathering and visualization and RFID localization, everything applied to healthcare. So.
Hi, my name is Manuel Reyes. I'm a researcher at the local search machine learning group. We're basically trying to apply machine learning techniques and statistical modeling for our local search division. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Yoni Wexler. I'm a researcher with the Eyal's team. I'm doing modeling of the buildings and texturing them at the moment, and a few other things like text detection with Boris that we'll hopefully talk later.
Hi, I'm Cyrus Shahabi. I'm an associate professor at Computer Science Department at USC, University of Southern California. My area is databases, and I collaborated with Craig on some of the projects that he's going to talk about today and demo tomorrow. Also did some work on road indexing, and recently I'm interested in location privacy issues and how to protect the privacy of your location when you use location-based services.
Hi, my name is Bernhard Reitinger. I'm coming from Graz. I'm definitely there. We are developing the UltraCam, which is the aerial camera for virtual Earth. My team specifically is working on a product using C-Dragon technology and bringing it to the photogrammetric market. I have a demo tomorrow, actually.
Hi, my name is Michael Donoser. I recently finished my PhD in the area of computer vision. So I mainly was working on detection and tracking, mainly focusing on shape and how to match shapes. We have a demo and a poster tomorrow, and currently I'm doing research from Professor Bischoff in Graz in Austria.
Hi, I'm Mike Lieberman. I'm a second-year PhD student at the University of Maryland, and my research is focused on extracting, recognizing, and disambiguating geographic content in documents. So I'll be demoing a system tomorrow that has an application of this in the news domain, so we extract locations from news articles. Oh, and I'm also working with the Jagan and Hanan. Thanks.
Hello everyone, my name is Kitty. I'm just graduated from University of Wolfgang. I'm preparing for my PhD study, and I was working on the software testing, search engine testing research, and I'm glad to be here today. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Johannes Kopf, and I'm currently a PhD student at the University of Constance with Oliver. He's my advisor here. And yeah, I've been working mainly on computer graphics and computational photography stuff. And I'm going to present our work that we did in collaboration with Walcher Earth this afternoon here. And we also have a demo tomorrow. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Noah Snavely. I'm a PhD student at the University of Washington. You heard from my advisor, Steve Seitz. I'm also advised by Rick Zalisky at Microsoft Research. And I'm really interested in what you can do with large photo collections like all of Flickr. I've done a lot of work in 3D reconstruction of internet photo collections with the Phototourism Project and on scene visualization. And I'll be demoing some of our newer work tomorrow. Cool, thanks a lot.
It's on? Okay. Oh. Okay, I see. Voice activated. Okay, my name is Bill Chen. I'm a researcher at Virtual Earth. I did my PhD at Stanford under Mark Lavoie. Currently, I'm interested in image-based modeling for Virtual Earth 3D and interactive techniques for visualizing and fusing media inside Virtual Earth.
Hi, my name is Boris Epstein. I'm a researcher at Virtual Earth in Eyal's team, and I'm mostly doing computer vision and object recognition, doing projects like photo organization of large geopositioned collections of images, and text detection in natural images, and object recognition in street-side images.
I'm Drew Steedley. I'm a scientist in Light Labs. I've been working on the Photosynth project for the past 2 years. I've also recently been doing some work on interactively building models from Photosynths, which I'll be presenting tomorrow afternoon.
Hi, I'm Panos Epirotis. I'm assistant professor at the Stern School of Business at New York University, and we are working on how to use geographical information in user-generated content together with economic interpretation of this content to improve local search for hotels and restaurants.
Hi, I'm Michael Cohen. I'm a researcher here in Microsoft Research. Been doing research for about a quarter century in computer graphics and computer vision.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown from Multimap. As Jeff said, newest members of the Virtual Earth family, heading up the product team at Multimap, and these are my colleagues who will introduce themselves, but we're focused on taking the great technology and getting out there in the users so people can use it.
Hi, my name's Andy Hume. I'm a front-end development lead at Multimap. I guess as a web developer, I'm sort of interested in how we can get all the exciting technologies people in this room are creating and deliver them through APIs like Virtual Earth and Multimap so that they can be used by sort of grassroots developers.
Hi, Carl Skidmore, Chief Architect, Multimap.com, working with Jeff and the team here. I try and focus on the infrastructure and the architecture and make sure it's all scalable.
Hi, I'm Richard Keane from Multimap. I'm a software development engineer, working mainly on our APIs and consumer mapping site.
Hi, Sean Sutton, again part of the Multimap team. Just over here to listen, learn, meet all of you. Hopefully have a great conference.
Hi, my name's Anthony Amatino. I'm a program manager at Multimap. So there's two main sides to our business. Firstly, it's delivering mapping technology to our business customers. We have over 1,000 business customers. And the second side to our business is our consumer-focused website, where we have about 10 million users of the site there. So they're the two main areas I look after.
Hi, I'm Rick Sliski. I lead the Interactive Visual Media Research Group here in Microsoft Research. As Steve and Noah have mentioned, we developed the phototourism work at the University of Washington that led to Photosynth. And I've also recently learned that Photosynth is going to be featured in CSI New York this evening at 10 o'clock, if you want to see it.
So my name is Trevor Darrow. I made it, but my slide did not. I'm interested in object recognition and mobile multimodal interaction. I have a group at MIT, which is moving to UC Berkeley and ICSI, EECS, this summer. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Grant Schindler. I'm a PhD student at Georgia Tech working with Frank Dellard on the 4D Cities project, which is the goal of which is to build up 3D models of cities using photographs from back to the 1800s and exploring photographs, exploring 3D models, and doing inference with the models about time. We have a demo tomorrow. Thanks.
Okay, everybody had a chance to introduce himself. Okay, so I am Anindya Ghose. I've been reaching my tenure at Microsoft pretty soon. My background is actually in computational linguistics and natural language processing. I've been working at Microsoft mainly in search technologies. Right now, I'm part of the external research and program team. This is a team where we partner and collaborate with universities, government, other industries as applicable to advance the state of the art in different disciplines. I am myself, here are the topics I am interested in right now and working on. We're going to take like a 5-minute break, and we'll continue with the next talk at 10:50. Thank you. I haven't seen